What up, what up, what up, ladies and gents, boys and girls? You are now tuned in to a brand new episode of Sportsway with Dre Day podcast. I'm your host with the most, the Hood's ESPN, Crystal Street's very own, Dre Day. What's up, what's up, what's up? Excuse me. Once again, thank y'all all for y'all continued support. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. Of course, before I start these videos, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, Sportsway with Dre Day Podcast. Hit that like button as you come on in. Leave a comment at the end of this joint. Share it. Tell a friend to tell a friend. All that good stuff, right? Y'all see the title of this video. This episode here. You see it in the thumbnail. You see the fire in the background. You see the big three with Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell. The Indiana Fever right now in the WNBA is probably, at this point, the hottest team in the WNBA right now. For the first time since 2016, the Indiana Fever will know what it's like to play postseason basketball for the first time since 2016. In fact, damn, that was the year Candace won her first championship with the Sparks. But that's neither here nor there. I had to throw my girl in there some way, somehow, but don't judge me. So yes, since 2016, the Indiana Fever have not made the playoffs. That was the longest drought currently in the WNBA. But now that streak is over. The Indiana Fever are now in the playoffs for the 2024 season. And just think, from what they had to go through early this season, with the crazy schedule that they had. I think they started the season, 1-8 or 2-8. It was a crazy ass record. Caitlin Clark struggling. Christy Sides. Everybody was coming for her neck. Calling for her job. All this shit. We get to the Olympic break. And honestly, it's crystal clear that that was the best thing that happened to this team. I know a lot of people wanted Caitlin Clark to play for the Olympic team. Hell, I wanted her to play for them. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm not going to go back and, revisit it. But there is a system that goes on with the Olympics. Would it have been dope for her to be there? Of course it would have. But who's to say that what Indiana is going through right now, who's to say that wouldn't have happened? Who's to say that wouldn't have been the case? Who's to say that this situation wouldn't have happened had Caitlin went to Paris? She needed that break. She needed that Olympic break. Like, if you just do your research and you're not a real fan, she's been playing nonstop basketball since November of last year. Hell, you could say October, because that's when, basketball starts in college. It starts around that time. So you could basically say from late September, early October to April, she was playing basketball. Then you get the WNBA draft, so you got a week or two off. Then you go to training camp. Then you do preseason. Then you get into the regular season. So yeah, she didn't have a break. And obviously this break was the best thing that happened to her. And she even said it. She said that her not making the Olympic team, they created the monster. It's going to make her a monster. And what she has done since the Olympic break, hell, what Indiana has done has been remarkable. But let me just speak about Caitlin for right now. She's killing it right now. Killing it. Now, I know I did an episode recently where I said that the Rookie of the Year race is over. She got it. Yep, it's over. She's got it. for anybody out there that still thinks that Angel Reese is Rookie of the Year, you need your head examined. You just need to. And this is not to dog the season that she's having. It's just the fact that what Caitlin Clark is doing, there's no way you're going to tell me that she's Rookie of the Year. There's no way. Another triple-double. She had a triple-double last night against the Los Angeles Sparks. That's the second triple-double in the history in the WNBA by a rookie. Do you know who the first person was? I just said her name, Caitlin Clark. So, for a rookie, she holds the record for triple-doubles in WNBA history as a rookie. Caitlin Clark has that record. The 2 triple-doubles by a rookie goes at the hand of Caitlin Clark. She did a thing against the Los Angeles Sparks. 24 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. Now, she got the 10th rebound literally in the last possession of the game. No, that was not stat pattern because, listen, the Sparks was still in contention to try to win this game. So, her getting that rebound, no, that's not stat pattern. So, for anyone out there that's going to try to piggyback off of, what was going on with Angel Reese and say that she was stat pattern, in this situation, it was not stat pattern. So, nice try to y'all out there. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. But Indiana is hitting on all cylinders right now. Kelsey Mitchell, I've said this in plenty episodes. I have a love-hate relationship with her. Do I know she can play? Of course she is. But the girl's a ball hog. That girl don't pass that ball, man. I would like to see her at least want to pass the ball to some teammates. You understand what I'm saying? Like, she has her moments here and there where she pass it. I get it that you're this spark plug. I get that you can shoot lights out. I get that you can drive to the lane and all that shit. But damn, you ain't the only one on the court. Like, pass that ball around sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But she had an amazing game, and she's doing her thing as well. Aaliyah Boston, the performance that she had against the Los Angeles Sparks last night, that's what I need to see out of her on a consistent basis. Azara Stevens couldn't do a damn thing with Aaliyah Boston. Talk about barbecue chicken alert. That's exactly what Aaliyah Boston was doing last night against Azara Stevens and the Los Angeles Sparks. They couldn't do nothing with Aaliyah Boston in the paint. Nothing. Lexi Hall has been playing lights out. Now, if you look at the stats, if you look at her, like if you just look at her stats, they're not eye openers like that, right? Take this game for example. 4 points, right? She had 4 points, 4 rebounds. But guess what? It's what she did late in the game. Creating extra possessions. Whether it's getting that offensive rebound. Whether it's getting a steal. Whether it's making a key three-pointer. Not in this game. Just in general, as this streak has been going on, that's what Lexi Hall has been doing. That's what she's been doing. Now, obviously, we know the big three is Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell. Nyesha Smith doing her thing as well. Indiana, listen, they're going to be a dangerous team in the playoffs. They're going to be a dangerous team. They was the 7th seed. They've now moved up to the 6th seed. They're now 18 and 16. I'm not sure if they can get that 5th seed. They might have to win out and then need Seattle to lose a couple of games just for them to get that 5th seed. But listen, man, if they stay in that 6th seed and they wind up playing the Minnesota Lynx, because if the playoffs started today, that's who they'll be playing. That's not going to be an easy series for Minnesota. It's not. Especially if Indiana is playing the way they're playing now. Again, since the Olympic break, they have played 8 games. They have won 7 of those 8 games. They are 7-1. They are currently on a 5-game winning streak. This is a dangerous team right now. Very dangerous. They're hitting on all cylinders. It seems like everybody is getting along. Christy Sides, who knows? Her coaching job might be safe with the turnaround. Because remember, earlier in the season, they was calling for her job. Who knows? Her job might be safe right now. Caitlin Clark just constantly keeps making history. She just constantly keeps breaking records. Not only does she just have the second triple-double for a rookie, but she also is the fastest player in the history of the league to hit 100 three-pointers in their first 34 games. She's done that. She just continues to break records. She continues to just say all the right things, like even after the game. Like as much as the side commentator wanted to gloss over Caitlin Clark's triple-double, she was happy for Kelsey Mitchell because this is the first time that she's going to be in the playoffs because she's been with Indiana for 6-7 years. She's never tasted the postseason, but now she's about to. So she was more worried about a teammate with their success as opposed to her triple-double. That just tells you how much of a person Caitlin Clark is. That tells you how much of a leader she is. But yeah, Indiana's going to be dangerous. They are going to be dangerous come playoff time. Do I think they can beat Minnesota? Probably not, but it ain't going to be a cakewalk, though. It's not going to be a cakewalk. And again, I don't know how the playoff format is. I'm not sure if it's a best of 3 or a best of 5, but whatever it is, if it stays this way, as far as Indiana is going to stay at 6. I don't see them falling back down to 7 unless they just plummet these last 7-6 games, which I don't think is going to be the case. Let me see their schedule for the last of the season. Let's see what their schedule is. I know they got to play the Aces. I definitely know that. Ooh. Friday, they got the Minnesota Lynx. That's not going to be easy. At least it's in their house, so who knows? They got the Atlanta Dream, who's also fighting for a playoff spot. Then they got the Aces twice, back-to-back, next week. Next Wednesday and next Friday. Both of those games is in Indiana. Then they got the Dallas Wings, who can somehow still probably creep in the playoffs. And then you have them closing out the season against the Washington Mystics. So basically, they only have one more road game. All these other games are at home. The 2 games against the Aces, against the Minnesota Lynx, against the Atlanta Dream, and the Dallas Wings. All those games are at home. They close out the season on the road against the Washington Mystics. So if they can somehow 2, 4, 6, they got 6 games left. If they can mess around and win 4 out of them last 6 games, and who knows, maybe Seattle starts to plummet, they might fuck around and get that 5th seed. They might mess around and get that 5th seed. It's going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting. But yeah, I would not want to see this team in the playoffs. I wouldn't. If I'm Minnesota right now, this game coming up against the Indiana Fever, I am taking that game very serious. I want to send them a message like, okay, it's looking like we're going to play y'all in the playoffs. This is what's gonna happen to y'all when y'all play us in the playoffs. That's if I'm Minnesota, I'm trying to send Indiana a cold-hearted message on Friday in your house. I'm looking to send y'all a message because it's looking like we playing y'all in the playoffs. So, expect this ass whooping. What we giving y'all right now, expect this in the playoffs. Y'all having a nice run right now. Y'all striking while the pot is hot. Because, in sports, for some teams, it's not how you start the season, it's how you finish. And usually those teams that end the season hot, they go on these runs and they just mess around and win championships. Whether it's in football, whether it's in basketball, whether it's in baseball, it happens. And Indiana right now is looking like one of those dangerous teams going into the playoffs. They are looking very dangerous and they are looking very, very scary. So, let's see what happens. I'm excited either way. I'm not going to lie to you. I underestimated Indiana. Did I think they would make the playoffs this season? No. Obviously, I knew they was getting Caitlin Clark with the number 1 pick. I knew they would get better. But I didn't think they would make the playoffs. I thought that, probably next season, they'll make the playoffs. I didn't expect it this year. So the fact that they did, I'm very much impressed and I'm very much proud of them. And again, let's see what happens when the playoffs come. Because now that Caitlin Clark is in the playoffs, them viewerships is definitely going to go up now. So let's see what happens. But it's a wrap for this episode. Once again, thank y'all for y'all continued support. Keep it going. Keep it growing. Keep it flowing. Once again, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Sportswear with Dre Day Podcast. Hit that notification bell so every time a new video or episode, whichever one you want to call it, when it's released, you get a notification. Y'all hit me up in them comments, man. Tell me what y'all think about this Indiana Fever season. Is they going to be a dangerous team come playoff time? Whether it's against the Seattle Storm, whether it's against the Las Vegas Aces or the Minnesota Lynx, are they going to be a dangerous team come playoff time? Y'all hit me up in them comments. Tell me what you think. Share this video. Share the episode. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Once again, thank y'all for y'all continued support. Keep it going. Keep it growing. Keep it flowing. In closing, y'all know how this goes. This has been another episode of Sportswear with Dre Day Podcast. Catch y'all on the flip side. God bless. Peace and love. Your boy is out of here. Peace.